Hello, my name is Mazi. I am the CEO of Arshon Technology, and I would like to give you a quick presentation of Arshon Technology and the solution we provide in the field of IoT or Internet of Things. IoT is getting a very hot topic these days, and Arshon Technology decided to get involved with this sector of business back to 2019, and we delivered a couple of IoT related projects so far. Plus we came up with an idea to provide a platform that rapidly make your business or your product IoT compatible. So before giving too much details here and wasting your time, let me jump on my presentation and give you an overview of our solution. So basically our company Arshon Technology established back to 2005, and we start doing business since then in variety of areas, in PCB design, electronic design, analog and digital, firmware development, and other things. But the topic on this presentation is Internet of Things, and that's why I really like to focus on IoT and explain what we are providing and why we are providing it. Before doing so, I like to emphasize on the change and improvement that every business needs. Every business needs a major change after a couple of years to keep up with the market and competition, and that's a reality. And this trend of change is rapidly changing. Let's look at Arshon Technology. As I said, we founded back to May 2005. Our goal was to provide engineering services, and every couple of years we change the direction, and we have to do that because we have to compete with the market. Otherwise a business cannot survive without being proactive and changing direction. So the first major change was back to 2009. We were providing services to a bunch of large corporations like GE, Siemens, and other corporations that are very large corporation. And 2009 and starting 2010, we ran into some recession in North America, and we had some of large engineering projects cancelled. And then we learned a tough lesson that you cannot rely on only some large businesses. So a healthy business is the business that very well diversified. If 30% of a business is only with one customer and that customer turns us down, the business would really be impacted hugely. So with our diversify, we look at more customers. Back to 2012, we learned that engineering is a great thing to do, but it's not really sustainable. What it means is you have projects one day, the other day you may not, and then if you get into manufacturing, you can scale it, you can produce more without adding too much to your labor, and you don't have a limitation that you have with human. If a project is relied on a human can work 8 hours maximum per day, but a machine can produce tons of different things and thousands of PCBs and other things, so it's scalable. So that was a good change back to 2012, and this change continued 2014 to get into the lean manufacturing and ISO 9000 certification, and getting better and better in production. So obviously that helps to get more customers and expand the business. 2016, we decided to get closer to our customer in a manner to help them with their product development and manufacturing. So we start looking into becoming a partner with our customer and change the model of business as a PO and a deliverable and invoice only. So we help our customer to provide a better product for their market sector, and we help them to get to the market faster, because that's a mutual benefit. If they get to the market faster, they win, and obviously would be more production, and all sorts of help in certification and analysis on the components, how they can produce more reliably, lower risk, less issues in production. Back to 2019, as I mentioned, Internet of Things become very dominant and hot. So we got into IoT. That's what we like to do. So these are 5 major changes Arshon Technology went through the last 15 years. And I want to give you another example here. I hope I'm not taking too much of your time, but this is it's good to look at it, as I'm sure you look at your own business, and we have to be careful about the market trend. This is a dashboard of 1940 S-Class Mercedes. 1940, for that time, this dashboard was amazing. I'm sure a lot of people love it, but you see not too many technology involved, and mostly mechanical gauges and older stuff included. 40 years after, the S-Class came up with a lot of other things, air conditioner, and it has automatic driving, and also a cassette player and a radio with multiple frequencies and channels. So that was quite interesting at 1980 to have a cassette player inside your car. And 30 years later, 2010, we had digital display. We had air conditioner with very accuracy and high performance, and you had Bluetooth audio player and anti-brake systems and things like that. And 10 years after, 2020, if you look at the Mercedes S-Class, you have all sort of technology beyond Bluetooth. You have line departure warning and radar for cruise control, all sorts of very accurate air conditioning and comfort in the car, noise cancellation, top of the line audio system, 16 speakers, those things, and many other electronics and gadgets inside the car. Look at the trend. 1940 to 1980 is 40 years, and 1980 to 2010 is 30 years and 10 years. You see, the gap for seeing a new revolutionized product is getting smaller and smaller. So that means how much pressure is in product manufacturer to catch up with the market. And if you look at 5 years from now, I specifically look at 5 years from now. As I'm talking is 2021, but maybe 4 years from now. What do you expect from the market? This is what I expect to see in the next 5 years. A car, electric car, that is a friend of you. You don't need a key to enter. The car would recognize you by maybe your iris or maybe your fingerprint, and it comes to you, it pick you up, and when it drops you, it goes and park itself somewhere, and you talk to your car. You don't need necessarily drive the car. You can order the car to take you somewhere, and tons of other things that car may provide you. So the reality is, the car is not only a device or a vehicle to take you from A to B. It's a lot of other things added, and people are not considering a car as only as a vehicle. They want comfort, they need some sort of entertainment, and a bunch of other things would be added. That's why Inside this car, you have the option of driving or not driving. You most likely have the option of just touching a point on the map and the car takes you while you are watching a 3D video or entertainment, and tons of other things possibly exist here. Okay, it took too much of your time now. Let me move on to the real subject. What we're offering here is helping your business, your product, to become IoT compatible in a matter of couple of months, as fast as possible, without losing the competition in the market. So what we are doing is basically on the left side, you see your product. This is just a symbol of a product. It can be anything. And we have developed a platform of hardware, firmware, software, cloud. Everything and you can imagine that is needed for this system is already developed and ready to be deployed. So what you need is basically use our technology and use our gateway, put our gateway inside your device, and that gateway is the only thing you need in terms of hardware to purchase from us. And that hardware would get the information from your device and transport it into a platform which already developed. We already have Wi-Fi connectivity, we have different type of gateways for cellular LTE, we can do hard copper Ethernet connectivity and connect it to the cloud, and we already have our cloud platform developed, we have our own security, and then we can customize an app or dashboard for you, or we can probably develop a plugin if you want to use it somewhere else. So this system is already developed, and then we provide it to you with a very, very reasonable cost. You don't need to spend millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars to do anything on this side. Everything would be customized for your application. The reality is we have to understand and study your product, what kind of information you need to receive from the device, what kind of information you want to send back to the device, and based on that we provide a platform, a customized dashboard, and a plan in terms of data that you can possibly use to incorporate IoT into your device with minimal effort. The reality and the beauty of Internet of Things is not too far for any product by using Arshon Gateway and using our IoT Links platform. The other thing is we already have agreement with the data providers, specifically on the cellular side, so you don't need to look into data. We already have purchased blanket of data, which we are able to provide very, very cost-effective cost for pricing for data usage, and it's very affordable. Let me give you a little bit more information about IoT and how it can help you to perform better. As you see, you can have tons of devices all over the world, and then you can monitor, inspect, debug, upgrade, know whereabouts and how about of your product everywhere in the world if you have IoT, and this is at your fingertips. So just look at your map, your app, and then you see where your device exists. One of the major challenges in the corporations is IT departments and operation managers are really not synced together. They are disconnected. They do not believe in each other, and they do not understand the capability of each other, and they do not understand what are the challenges each other are facing. For example, operation manager has to deal with tons of daily issues and customer support and issues in the field, upgrade the device, replace a device with a customer who is not happy, and tons of other things. while IT department has no clue of the problems that operation manager is facing and cannot provide the appropriate solution. In the other hand, the operation manager may not understand the capability exists in IT manager department, how they can utilize the power of internet and information. That's why we want to break this gap and provide a solution to bring the people together and make a coherent and very effective way of management. If IoT brings the information on a screen and the IT manager understand what are the needs of operation manager, and operation manager understand what kind of information can be grabbed and presented and recorded, that would be an ideal solution for a successful business, because you can analyze the data and you can perform way better than traditional way. So these two people can look at the data, decide what happened, decide what to do for the better performance. They can look at issues over time and come up with improvement. They can remotely upgrade the software. They can decide things that are much more better for their business in near future. So typical customer service is you have a bunch of stuff all over the world. You have to support it. You have to send technician for repair, upgrade, service, all sorts of things, and this is very costly. Imagine you have a software or firmware that needs to be updated because there is a bug in the software, and then you are dealing with hundreds of devices that needs to be upgraded. How much is the cost to send individual technicians to take care of these? Or maybe a battery of a device is dead or not working properly and causing a problem. Isn't it nice if you know it ahead of time before really sending a technician over? So there is a better way to provide the customer service, and this is the better way. Access through internet. You don't need to really send people. You see everything on your app or your dashboard and you decide appropriately. If you need an upgrade, by just pushing a click, all of your devices would be upgraded to the latest firmware, and you have a better performance because your customer is not dealing with a bug, and they may don't know even what the bug exists because you already seamlessly, hiddenly upgrade the system to latest firmware. Let me give you other advantage of Internet of Things, protecting your device. If you have Arshan gateway into your device, I can give you a bunch of examples how you can protect your device. You can protect the device against humidity or water exposure. You can protect it against dirty power and mechanical impact, heat or cold or environmental situation. You can protect your device. How? Very simple. Imagine humidity and water comes to your device or device exposed to humidity. What happens, the sensors inside the device would detect it, and what you see is on your dashboard, which you can be thousands of miles away, you see that humidity are on your circuit boards or your device exposed to water or high humidity. So you can protect your device. If the customer was not supposed to put your device in a very humid area or expose it to water, then your warranty is void. You protect yourself, you protect your device. This can be against dirty power. Imagine in some areas the quality of power is not really good, and that may affect your product. I had a customer who selling very expensive equipment for oil industry, and oil remotely, the site is outside in the middle of nowhere, and they're using diesel generators with dirty power. So the dirty power would come into the device and affect it. So before really the warranty comes, they affected the device. So they have to send technician, pay a lot of money to replace parts or even totally replace the device for something that is not their fault. So you can protect it against dirty power. You can protect your device against mechanical shock if during shipping your product dropped or somebody abused your device. So you can detect your mechanical impact. You see exact date and time that impact or dirty power or humidity or any impact affected your device, because our device can record time and the real calendar information. This is not limited to shock. We can do thermal, heat, cold. As you see, heat is a factor here, or a cold is a factor here. If your device is left into outside in Alaska, that temperature is minus 50 degrees for a long time, and everything is affected, then it's not your fault. You can protect your device by spying the information of your device. Now you can use this information to improve your quality. If you see how many times the device has to be affected by impact, you can redesign it to better performance on impact. Or if you see humidity is causing the problem, you can improve it. And effectively, you can improve your device, and the data you receive over time would help you to improve the functionality of your device and the quality. And mass data is also nice, because mass data help you to see which area you have less problems, or what kind of customers are the best for you, or what functionality has been used more often than the others and interested to your customers. And eventually you can reduce the failure, because you are getting information from your device, and you can predict failures and avoid the failures, and present a better quality and obviously better service to your customers. Now that you improve your service, obviously you have a better return of investment, you have a smoother business, happier customer, better reputation, and it's gonna increase your business, and following that you're gonna make a lot of money, and business would be shining and successful. Let me give you some scenarios. For example, we can use this technology for solar farm to check the status of the dirt on the surface of the solar panels, and splash water and clean them, so customer can see on their phone or on the dashboard how frequently they need to clean the solar, because it's going to increase the performance if you keep them clean. And you can schedule cleaning, you can check your water supply, you can check the leak and other things. So you don't need to send a person to drive hundreds of miles to the solar farm to inspect things manually, and just by remotely you can check it. So you save a lot of time, and it's a very efficient way of doing it. Another application also related to solar, you can measure the amount of power solar is generated, the amount of storage power you have, temperature that the device is experiencing, how much power is generated, how much power is used, how efficient we are, and state of the charge of batteries, and tons of other things can be monitored. I'm just giving you another example. The other example is a product, torus power regulators, which is used in audio systems and hospitals for giving a very clean power. By IoT incorporation, they are jumping into a new product which has not only providing the major form of quality and noise reduction, They also can control outlets. They can turn on and off every outlet remotely. This device can be in California while you are in Florida or Canada. You can turn on and off any outlets, or measure how much power is used and the status of the device, and a lot of other things. Another example is communication and tracking. So you can track your fleet equipment, like a transportation like bus can be recorded on a server, and the data can be transferred to a server, and you can see every bus or any vehicle where they are at any moment of time. This can be in a real time using LTE, or it can be offline. So these are some case scenarios of the applications of IoT. And now you're looking at fixed cost, which is basically cost of the LTE gateway, for example, or you need another kind of gateway. It's a fixed cost. Just for example, maybe $200 US for incorporating the gateway. You may need a dashboard to customize the information. It really depends on how complex information you need, how much data you want to transfer, what kind of feature you want on your dashboard, how many access level you need, administration level, user level, dealer level. So this can be customized specifically for your needs, and it's something that need your help to be developed. And there is another one-time cost for development of the dashboard. And obviously, if your device cannot communicate to our gateway, either we provide an interface, or we have to change your hardware and software to make sure we can access that information, or we can sense the data from your device. And this is different from case by case. Above fixed cost, which is one-time fee for you to upgrade your product into IoT compatibility, you are looking at a recurring cost. This recurring cost, I give you a case of using cellular because Wi-Fi is not reliable, although we can provide you Wi-Fi, but both options are available. So you are looking at a monthly cost of between $10 per device to $7 per device, or $6.95 per device. These are monthly costs, although this is just a rough estimate for a device that doesn't need to transmit and receive a lot of data. So just to have an idea, if your device send and receive just maybe one packet every couple of hours, or some kilobyte of data every night, that would be in this range. But if you need to transfer a huge amount of data, like images and pictures and huge amount of files, this won't be this amount. The price would go much higher. But considering you have thousands of devices in the field, what you have to look at it is over 12 months you pay about $83.40 for each device to be IoT connected and compatible. Maybe one travel to the device to upgrade the firmware, or one travel to service. If you can save that, that's definitely a no-brainer cost. So this is a very effective way of reducing your overall cost. The other thing is, it may remind you or remind your customer for a service has to be done. I had a customer that they have to service the device after 1,000 use, and the user didn't bother to really call, and they keep using the device after 1,000 cycle. But if you have IoT, you can basically remind the customer, and also you get informed that this device already due for service, so you can charge your customer, and this is another source of revenue as well for you. I hope this short introduction gives you a good understanding of what Arshon Technology is providing and how possibly we can help you in upgrading your product to IoT level. Thank you so much. This is Mazi again, CEO of Arshon Technology. Feel free to call us or contact us through our website. Thank you.